Alrighty, we're gonna set up Hooting Time AQZ netplay. So what this will allow you to do is you can play 4-player, but only see your single viewport. So if you're player one, it'll make the player one viewport full screen on your emulator, which is kind of cool. Then it makes, it kind of forces you to have to use the rear view that's built into Hooting Time and whatnot. So just a different way to play. It's pretty cool. So first off, you need to download the patch folder from the Overcart Discord. And then we're going to go to the installer, that PowerShell file. We're going to right click, run with PowerShell. So my other monitor, let me bring it over. We're going to choose option 1, but there's also a chance that this screen won't come up first. It'll ask you like, do you want to run PowerShell administrator or something like that? You'll just say Y for yes and then enter. Then it'll take you to this screen. We're going to do option 1 to patch the ROM and generate the multiplayer ROMs. It's going to ask for the patch. There's the patch. Now it's going to ask for the ROM. Here's the ROM, but just know you need to have this CRC checksum. So it needs to be this exact Mario Kart 64 ROM. Alrighty. So I'm going to choose that. It's going to do its thing. All right, that's done. So we can close this out. And you can see now we have the normal ROM and then we have the P1 through P4 ROMs. Okay, so next we need to set up Project 64 3.0.1 AQZ. So we're going to download this from play64.com. Let's download this to a blank folder. Alrighty, so that's done downloading. Extract it somewhere. Put it with the rest of your games. Put it wherever you want it. You want this to live. I'm just going to leave it on my desktop for now. And so I'm going to go in here. I'm going to open up Project 64. Everything's going to my other monitor. I believe Hoot Hoot has the ROM set up. Like the best compatibility is with the Project 64 video plugin. So I'm going to choose that. And then for my game directory, I'm going to choose the folder that has the ROMs I just created, the Hooting Time folder. And once I do that, it will come up and you can see I have the 5 ROMs. I got the vanilla one and then the P1 through P4 ROMs. All right, so to set up Project 64, it's just like any other emulator. I want to go to my graphics settings and, get my windowed resolution how I want it and whatnot. So do that. You can play full screen, so you can Alt-Enter Project 64 AQZ. It won't cause a desync usually, so it is possible to run the emulator full screen. I like playing windowed because I like having the chat window next to me. So I'm just going to set mine up for that. Then I got to configure my controls. So it's going to pull up this. We go configure. Let me grab my controller. Oh yeah, very important. I would choose background input. Make sure this is checked. This just allows the emulator to get controls when it's not on top. So if I have the chat window on top and I'm typing, I'll still be able to use my controls on the game. Otherwise, if it's unchecked, it doesn't work like that. So do my controls real fast. All right, for analog stick, if you're using a RAFnet V3 adapter, so if you're using the RAFnet adapter, I suggest unchecking Real N64 range and setting the range from 72 to 75, depending on the condition of your controller stick. So like my stick is really loose and it's got a lot of dead zone. It's pretty worn out. So I usually go 75. Whoops. I've tried to use the RAFnet raw input plugin in Project 64 AQZ, but it tends to have some funky glitches and it doesn't quite work right. So we're just going to use the Enrage. It's not a big deal. The Enrage feels pretty good. So like my RAFnet with range at 75, unchecked real range, I could barely tell the difference, you know, and I play a lot of Mario Kart. I can really barely tell. It feels pretty good. So I got that. I'm going to hit save and okay. All right, to play on the net play, you just load the player slot you want to be. So if I'm going to be player one, I'm going to load up player one. My other friends are going to load one of these three. You know, if we're playing 4-player, you know, it's going to be 4 of us total. So I'm going to double click player one. Emulator's going to pop up. Let me bring all the windows over. And then you're going to get this AQZ screen. Okay. So what this is on the right, these are the relay servers you can use. This is what most people are going to use. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to double click the New York server. All right, I'm in. My ping sucks because I'm on my VPN. And after I double click, you'll see that it spits out a join code right here. This is what I'm going to copy and send to my friends on the Discord. And then when they double click their ROM to pull up this window, they're going to paste this code in this bottom chat and then press enter. And then they'll also be in the lobby. So it'll see number 1, then it'll be number 2, number 3, number 4, and you'll see everyone. If you want to change your name, it's /name. I'm holding the microphone, so I'm going one-handed. Good enough. So change my name. And once everyone's in the game and you're ready to go, it's /start. And the game starts. There are other commands, so like you can always go back to the Play64 website and get all the commands. Like one of them I like to use is I like to disable auto lag. So normally, depending on everyone's ping, it will set the input delay for everyone in the room. I usually let it auto set and then I'll manually set what I want, like lag 6 or lag 5, depends on how far people are away. You can set it as low as you can get it as long as it doesn't lag. So if you go lag 1 or lag 2 and the game isn't even running full speed, you need to increase the lag. You need to increase the input delay. So that's what that does. All right, I'll go in game because I got to get it to generate a save file. Oh yeah, I want to show this too. So we're pretending like I got 4 people in the game with me, even though I'm using bots. Alright, so once we're in race and we're in game, you hold up on the D-pad and it'll make your viewport go to full screen. So if you're the player 1 ROM like I am, it makes player 1 viewport go full screen. If you're the player 2 ROM, it would have made the player 2 viewport go full screen. And this now you can't screen watch and you're forced to use your rear view, which is cool. So, you know, plays a little bit more like a modern Mario Kart game. Alright, so on to the drawbacks, or I wouldn't call them drawbacks, just things that are weird about AQZ. So if I go into my Project 64 folder, you'll see that it created a save folder for my game. And there's an EEP in here. You can ignore the controller pack. We're not even using that. It created an EEP. Well, if I load any of these games, I'm just going to load them all just to show you. You will notice that there is a unique save folder for all 4 of the multiplayer ROMs. Okay, and once you play, like once you go in game and actually play, each one will generate the EEP file. So these are the ones that didn't, because I didn't actually go in game, but this is the one that I did go into race. With AQZ Project 64, when you load up a netplay game, it will load the save online, and it loads it individually for every person. Like it loads their save on their computer. It does not share the save. So let's say I've played offline a bunch and I have different unlocks, and you know, basically my save is different from the other 4 players who also have a save. Well, if we go try to play online, we're going to have a desync where like there will be different RNG values essentially, and it won't be the same. We will go in the race. It might seem like everything's fine at first, but really I'll probably get different items, or the CPUs are going to do different things. And depending on the unlocks, there'll be different menu options on my screen compared to the other screens. All right. So before playing, it is recommended for everyone to delete their EAP, or you can share. So let's say you want to play online with a full unlock save. Well, you, before starting the game, the person with the full save will share this on the Discord, and then everyone will put it in their folders. And since I don't know which one of these I mean, I know which one. I know this one corresponds to player one, but I don't know the order, because these are just the checksum. So you would take the EAP, you would download it from Discord, and just paste it in every folder, overwriting everything. So all 4 ROMs on all the other players. I mean, I'm just doing it here just to show you, but it's the other players that would be doing this. Because even though the ROM is different, we want to pull the exact same save file just to prevent desync. So as long as everyone has the same save, then you can go up. You can load the one you want. Come on, load. Oh, I got the ad pop up. There we go. We go in game. I'm going to share this on the Discord. And yeah, then you're good to go. The only other weird stuff again is the player slot. So like if I load the player 3 ROM, but I join the lobby as the second or fourth player, I'm gonna want to use map. I think it's like slash map or something like that. And again, go to the Play64 website, but you can swap players around in the player list. It's always easiest if just everyone joins in the correct order. Because if I'm using the player 2 ROM and I join in as player 3, when I hold up on the D-pad to go to full screen, it's going to make the player 2 viewport go full screen, but I'm player 3 and I won't be able to see anything. So you got to make sure you get your order correct. And yeah, that's about it. Just if you have any questions, ask me or Hoot on the Discord. And if you want to play, let me know and I'll play with you. That's about it. Thanks for watching.